Hello students, today our topic is networking, and as you know that this is a unit number 1. So let's start. First of all, what is internet? And the simplest definition of the internet is nothing but only the network of networks. Okay, and what do you mean by network? When different computers connected together for the purpose of resource sharing, such type of system is called the network. So basically network is nothing but only the connection of different computers and devices or network devices. Okay, and what is internet? Internet is a network of networks, or we can say that internet is a computer based worldwide communication network which is composed of large number of smaller interconnected networks. Okay, so internet is the computer based worldwide communication network which is composed of large number of smaller interconnected network. What the simplest definition is, if you want to define network in only a single line, then you can say that internet is nothing but only the network of networks. Okay, second important term is world wide web. This is a very important point and asked so many number of time in examination, that what do you mean by www or world wide web. So first of all, you have to know in which year World Wide Web was proposed. So www was proposed between 1989 and 1991 by Tim Berners-Lee. Okay, and what is World Wide Web? World Wide Web is a set of programs or standards and protocols. Protocols are basically the rules and regulations that are followed in internet, such as HTTP, HTTPS, okay, SMTP. These are the protocols. So www is a set of programs and standards and protocols that allow multimedia and hypertext files to be created, displayed and linked on the internet. So this is the definition of World Wide Web. So first of all, this definition can be divided into two parts. First of all, World Wide Web is a set of program, standard and protocols. And what is the purpose of World Wide Web? World Wide Web basically allows the multimedia and hypertext files to be created, displayed and linked on the internet. So this definition is divided into two parts. Always remember that it is a set of programs, standard and protocols. And second thing is basically it allows multimedia and hypertext files to be created, displayed and linked on the internet. And second definition is also given as in simpler form. You can also say that World Wide Web is also known as the web. Okay, so web is also in short we always define the World Wide Web as a web. So web is a collection of website or web pages. Website or web pages is stored in web server and connected to local computer through internet. That is the definition of World Wide Web. So we can say that World Wide Web, also known as web, is a collection of website or web pages that is stored on web server. What is web server? So it will be defined later on, but the term here introduced here. So first of all, I will give a idea of web server. Web server, or it is sometimes called World Wide Web server. Basically, it stores the web document and respond to the request made by the browser. And what is server? Server is any computer that receives request from the client computer, processes and sends the output. So that is a server. And the web, when a web word is attached with server, that means it is a web server that stored basically web documents and responds to the request made by the web browser. So let us come to the point. World Wide Web. So now World Wide Web is also known as the web, is a collection of the website or web pages stored in web server and connected to local computer through the internet. So that is the definition of World Wide Web. Okay, I think it is clear to all of you now. So look at the second slide. Now the question that is arising in our mind is, what is the difference between internet and world wide web? Because both these terms look like same, but there is a difference between internet and world wide web. So what is the difference between internet and web? uh, while internet is collection of computer or networking devices together, world wide web is a connection of documents linked via a special link called hyperlink. So that is the difference between world wide web and internet. And we can also show that world wide web forms a large part of the internet but not internet, because world wide web basically is a collection of documents or hyperlinks, while internet is a collection of computers or networking devices. Okay, so that is the difference between internet and world wide web. So again I will repeat it. Internet is a collection of computer networking devices, while world wide web is a collection of documents and hyperlinks. So that is the difference between internet and world wide web, which is in short called web. Okay, next point is interspace. What is interspace? Interspace basically is a client server software program that allows multiple users to communicate online with real time audio, video, and text chat in dynamic 3D environment. And there is a word used, client and server. Okay, so what is client and what is server? First of all, you have to understand this term. Basically, client is any computer, or server is also a computer. Both are the computers. But a client is a computer on network that requests services from another computer on the internet. That is called the client computer. So the client computer is a computer on the network that requests services from another computer on the internet or on the network. Okay. Second is server. Server is any computer that receives request from the client computer and processes it and sends the output. That is the server. So basically, in interspace is a client server software program. It is a program. Which type of program? Client server software program, and that allows multiple users to communicate online with real-time audio, video, and text chats in a dynamic 3D environment. Note down the point, dynamic 3D environment. It means environment changes continuously and it is three-dimensional. So in three-dimensional environment where audio, video, text, chats are shared, such type of client server program is called the interspace. I think it is clear to all of you now. Next is nodes. Nodes are also called as the workstations. So the term nodes refers to the computer that are attached to a network and are seeking to share resources of the network. In short, we can say that computer that are part of a any network is called the nodes or workstation. So basically, the term nodes refers to a computer that are attached to a network and are seeking to share the resources of the network. Okay, now I think it is clear to all of you. So look at this another slide. These terms are already discussed, but I will repeat it again. First one is client. These are the some internet terminology, and all of you should aware of these terms. First one is client. So client is nothing but only but any computer on the network that requests services from another computer on the internet is called the client computer. Next is server. Any computer that receives requests from client's computer, processes and send the output is called the server. Okay, so basically web server respond to the web related request. Next is web server. So there is a difference between server and web server. Basically, server is a computer that receives a request from client computer and sends a process and send the output. But web server especially is a type of web server is a type of server which only handles services regarding to the web pages. In short, we can say that web server is a server that basically handles the services regarding to a web pages. Okay, or we can say that web server is a World Wide Web server that stores web documents and respond to the request made by the web browser. Now, what is a web browser? Web browser basically is a software. This type of software that basically helps us to use internet, just like Google Chrome, okay, Internet Explorer, Mozilla Firefox. These are the example of web browser. We will discuss it later on, but the term used here, so that's why I just mentioned the term web browser. So what is the definition of web server? A web server is a World Wide Web server that stores web documents and respond to the request made by the web browser. So whatever is the request sent by the web browser, that request received by the web server, and web server basically respond to that, or web server also stored different types of web documents. Okay, and one more important thing, that there are some server software which helps to find or store or respond according to the request given by web browser. These are Apache Web Server, Web Server IIS, Jigsaw Web Server, etc. So these are some web server software. It is a very important question, and maybe asking the examination that give two or three software name, two or three web server software name. So these are Apache Web Server, Web Server IIS, and Jigsaw Web Server. Okay. Next is, now you can easily see the diagram. It basically describes the functionality of a web server. So that is our web server, a computer. Okay, that is a client computer. There is a software installed in the client computer, that is web browser. So web browser basically sends a request to the web server. Web server receive this request and reply according to that. Okay, so web server is a server, or is a World Wide Web server that stores web documents and respond to the request made by the web browser. I think it is clear to all of you. Okay, some more important terms. So first of all, let us discuss them one by one. First one is web page. What is web page? Web page is basically any digital page or document hosted on the internet. That means accessible via the internet. So any digital page or document that is accessible via internet is called the web page. Note down the important point: digital page. Okay. So any digital page or document hosted on the internet is called the accessible. Hosted on the internet or accessible by the internet is called the web page. And what is a website? Website is nothing but only the collection of the web pages. What is web page? Web page is a digital page or document. So different web page basically makes a website. So website or a site is a group of related web page. And second important thing is, web page should be related to make a website. So website or a site is a group of related web pages hosted on web. Okay, hosted on web server and are linked together and are share a common interface and design. Note down the last line: they share a common interface and design. So website is basically a collection of different web pages that share a common interface and design and hosted on a web server, and these web pages are linked together to form a website. This is the definition of web page. Sometimes it is asked in the examination that what is the difference between web page and website. So you can write the definition, or you can write these 2 points only, that simply shows the difference between the web page and the website. So web page is nothing but only the any digital, we can say that any digital page or document hosted on the internet is called the web page, or the digital page that is accessible via internet is called the web page. As far as website is concerned, the website or the site is a group of related web pages hosted on the web server and are linked together and are share a common interface and design. Next point is web portal. Most of the students are get confused when they talk about the web portals. They think that website and web portal are the same thing, but there is a little bit difference between the website and the web portal. Okay, so basically web portal are the websites or a type of the website, but they serve more than one task. So and these types related to, for example, offers a broad array of resources. So web portal is, we can say that website is this website serves service that offers broad array of resources such as email, forums, search engines, among others, that like that Yahoo, MSN, India Times, etc. Okay, first of all, I will give an example. I think all of you are familiar with the concept with the website Yahoo, MSN, India Times. At least I think Yahoo will be used by Yahoo is used by all of you. So when you open the Yahoo, you can create an account on the Yahoo. Okay, different forums are all available on in Yahoo, and you can also search content related to any website, or you can jump to any website using Yahoo. Okay, so these three types of basic facilities are available at the yahoo.com. That is a website, but that website basically serves as a search engine. You can create an email, and different forums are also available at that platform. So such type of website is called the web portal. That is a explanation of the web portal. Now when we talk about the definition of the web portal, so web portal is nothing but only the website that offers a broad array of resources. Means that we can create an email. Okay, search engine is also available there. Different forums are also available there. We can post a blog. So these all types of facilities are available on web portal. So that is called the web portals. And such type of web portal are Yahoo, MSN, and India Times. These three are the basic example of web portals. Most popular example of web portals. Next is web browser. So, a web browser is a program or a software on a client computer that receives information from the web. Examples are Internet Explorer, Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, Opera, Safari, etc. Okay, these are the example of web browser. So, web browser basically is a software or a set of program. We can say that, and this software or a program basically work on a client computer first of all. As we know that request is sent from client to server, so that software basically work on a client computer. Okay, and that receive information from the web. So if you want to use internet on a computer system, you should require a web browser. Without web browser you cannot able to receive information from the web. So such type of program or software are examples of web browser are Internet Explorer, which is by default, Google Chrome, and Mozilla. If you have Window operating system, then Internet Explorer is default web browser. Some other web browser are Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, Opera, Safari. These are the some other web browser. So web browser is nothing but only the program or a software on a client computer that basically receives information from the web. Without this, you are not able to receive any information from the web. Okay. Now, let us discuss some other points also. Next is web client. Okay, I think now I think it is clear visual to all of you. First one is web client. A web client is a program or component on client side that requests and uses services provided by the web server. It is, I think, already discussed. Okay. Example of web client are web browser, a specific web page component fetching information from the web server, email program, file sharing program, and chat programs. So what is web client? Web client is a program or a component on a client side that requests and uses services provided by the web server. An example of web client is a web browser. So web browser is also called as a web client. Okay. Next is URL. So first of all, URL stands for Uniform Resource Locator. Uniform Resource Locator, and it is the unique address of a web page on the internet. If you want to find out a website or a web page on the internet, then every web page or a website have unique address on the internet. That unique address is called the Uniform Resource Locator, means URL. Clear? I will give you an example of URL. Wait a minute. Okay, that is an example of URL. First of all, let us discuss a URL. So we can say that a location on the net server is called the URL, that is Uniform Resource Locator. This is the example of URL. So basically URL look like this, and it contain basically three parts like that. First cell the type, then address, and third is path. Okay. Now, first one you can easily see that type. As far as type is concerned, HTTP is written here. HTTP is a protocol, means a hypertext transfer protocol. Okay, then address, this is the address. Okay, and that is a complete path. So some example of URL, you can easily see that these are the different examples of URL. URL is also called as a web address because it basically tells the address of a website or a web page. Okay, that is the address of the server, and that is the type of the server. HTTP, full form of HTTP is hypertext transfer protocol. Okay. Now let us talk about some other points. Next is blocks. So what, I think all of you are familiar with this concept block. So what is blog? Blog, or short for weblog, actually in short, weblog in short we can call it as blog. So blog is a web page that serves as a publicly accessible personal journal. Note down the point. That serves as a publicly accessible personal journal for an individual, and a blog is frequently updated online personal journal or diary. So blog is nothing but only the web page that serves as a publicly accessible personal journal. So blog is a web page that serves as a publicly accessible personal journal. Clear? And blog is frequently updated online personal journal or diary. Next is blogger. So person who write the blog is called the blogger, or we can say that the author of the blog is called the blogger. So a blogger is the one who regularly writes and update entries in his her blog. And third is blogging. So what is blogging? The action of writing blog is called the blogging. Next is news group. What is news group? News groups are internet discussion forums where groups of users with common interest gather to discuss on a common topic of interest. Okay. Yes, so let us see. Newsgroup. So, newsgroup are the internet discussion forums where group of users with common interest, note down the point, group of person with common interest gather to discuss on a common topic of interest. For example, some person have interest regarding to cricket or on politics or certain issues, then they basically discuss their views, their viewpoints. Okay, so this types of news group, this type of discussion forum are called the news groups. Next is email. Email is short for electronic mail, or email refers to the message distributed by electronic means from one computer user to one or more than one persons using internet. And that is the example of the email address. Email address is nothing but only the unique electronic post office box address. Okay, and it is always unique. That is an example given here to show the how email look like, email id look like. That is a username, then the user, after the username, wait a minute, username, and then at the rate, after at the rate symbol or at the rate symbol, you can easily see that host or domain name is given. Okay, that is the example of email address. Now let us come to the point, what is the difference between web portal and website? The difference is discussed here in detail. So first point is regarding the web portal. Web portal is basically a collection of launch web pages of array of web services like email, search engine, weather, gaming news, etc. While website is a collection of web pages offering a specialized content pertaining to the need and goal of the organization owning the website. Okay. Second point regarding the web portal is, web portal is normally an entry point or gateway for using the offered web services. Offered web services. Okay. And what is website? Regarding to the website, second point, it is often the final destination to access and use the provided specific information. Third point regarding the web portal is, web portals generally link to many other websites that provide these web services, while website is generally linked to its own web pages. Fourth point, a web portal basically is a complete environment for managing and integrating a large number of diverse applications. While we talk about the website, website basically caters to or delivers one specific type of application or content as per the goal of the website. Examples of web portals are Google, Yahoo, Rediff, MSN, AOL, etc. Example of website are rest all others are example of websites such as the website of CBSE, cbseacademic.in, okay, ncrt.nic.in, APS Varanasi is apsvaranasi.org. These are the websites. So in simple words, we can say that website have some specific purpose, or we can say that only the specific type of information is given on the website. But as far as web portal is concerned, web portals are generally linked to the other websites, and they provide uh, basically an array of web services like email. You can create an email id, search engine, you can search here, you can search any topic on that web portals, information regarding to weather, gaming news, these all types of information. You can even write up blogs. So these type of information can be given on web portals. So we can say that web portal is basically the gateway for using the other web services, while a website is generally linked to its own web pages. Web portal generally linked to the other website, while website generally linked to its own web pages. So that web pages are basically interrelated to each other and serve a specific task when we talk about the website. But when we talk about the web portal, so web portal is generally basically linked with other website and provide different types of services like search engine, related to search engine, okay, email, weather, gaming. So that is the difference between web portal and websites. So remember the example of web portal and website: Yahoo, Google, Reddit. These are the example of the web portals. So this is all about our today's lecture. In our next lecture, we will discuss some more internet terminology. Thanks for watching this video.